Welcome to yet another Equity for Keeps video, and in this video we'll just quickly try to cover some of the Chinese electric automakers, and we'll begin with Li Auto Inc. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like and share, and if you're already a subscriber, please share and like. Thank you. And we have some news that Li Auto pushed surprise Q3 adjusted earnings revenue above expectations. Shares jump 60% pre-bell. Let's see what it's currently trading at. I think it's up 28.9% now. So all the same news. It says Li Auto Inc. reports quarterly revenue reached 2.51 billion renminbi. Okay, and you can see some of the details here. So we'll just quickly use the tool we normally use and see what we can digest. We covered Li Auto some days ago, but things keep changing. We can't some of that we may have run their course. So some of the details that were available then, because a lot really happens with some of these issues. They are so volatile, and you will probably see what's going on with your chart, and you will understand what I mean. Okay. So you can see it closed at $31.78 yesterday, the 12th of November 2020. So that's this is still out of date, even though it's not relevant. There isn't anything yet. Most of the activity is going on right now in the pre-market. So you can see how the equity has been gapping in recent times. You know, there has been this is a perfect gap. You can look at that. You can see it's a sharp straight line, and this happened yesterday, and another one is occurring today. Okay, and so we've already disclosed that it reported some earnings outcomes, and what is it saying down here? It's saying that Li has confirmed that earnings will be announced. That is today. Consensus estimate was is $0.08 with a high of 0.02 minus 0.18 respectively. So technically it doesn't, the trend line, because of course we all know that it recently went public. So the underlying trend line, which will be the 200-day, isn't really available at the moment, but for the daily time frame it's not really available. So what we have just is the 10-day, 20-day and the 50-day trend lines. They are very much short and intermediate. So momentum wise, for Li is strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors pay high prices for shares, and momentum definitely precedes pricious action. So so that price action could still be for the bullishness or retraction, but so far what we are seeing in the pre-market is more positive move, not retraction or retracement. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay, the Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of the greater than normal volatility that has accompanied the recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal in the near-term trend. So we can see that it has a share float of 418 million shares, market cap of 26.6 billion dollars. So, and some other criteria we also look at is that um, in the last 2 months, if we want to see if it has closed above, let's say the short-term trend line. Okay, let's look at the 50-day trend line, whether it has closed above it for the last for 60% of the last trading sessions in the last 2 months. So that will be going back all the way to September. So September will be right about somewhere here. September the 13th. So let's take 15th. So 60% of the time, has it closed above that? Let's see, above that 50-day trend line. So assuming that 50-day trend line is somewhere here. Okay, we can assume that. Let's just take it from where it is. So since that 50-day trend line was established, it has traded above that 50-day trend line. It has also traded above the I believe in fact, as a matter of fact, all the short-term trend lines, I believe it has traded above them 60% of the time in the last 2 months. So that's it. That's good. That's good for those who are there already, but it also spells a lot of caution. Um, and definitely more than one standard deviation from I would say it's definitely way beyond its one standard deviation from any of the trend lines. So I wouldn't say that by going by that one standard deviation criteria that it is trading too risky or at very high at risky levels. But the fact that it has continued to outperform some of those trend lines, and there is a good chance that it is also trading way beyond the three standard deviation, which at that point will indicate that it is indeed trading at a very high at very risky levels. But we have not been able to we have not determined that. We have not determined if it is trading way beyond its three standard deviation, because in as much as it has continued to outperform and it keeps on spiking and rising by the day, the short-term trend lines are also affected as well, because they are short. The trend lines of the short term, they react better. They react faster than a longer term trend line, the intermediate trend line. So we have not been able to determine that right now. So that's not what we're saying now. We're not saying that it is at trading beyond its three standard deviation, but for sure it is trading at it has run up a huge amount of gain. So today's gain will also be yet another gain on top of what they ran up yesterday. So we really have to be careful. So the last time we had any recent pullback was the 5th of November. Okay, the 6th of November, and it cooled off. Those must be they're likely to be short interests, short in the spikes that started from the 30th of October. So we just hope to see that. At that point, that would have been a good breather for market participants, and they joined in. So we also hope to see that, because so far, if you add what's going on now, it will be 2 days of double digit gains. So you can see that it went from $24.93 to 39, 31, 31.78. So that is most certainly more than 10%. Will be closer to 20%. And then so we really have to be very cautious, and just wait for retracements, and to see if we can join in on Lie Auto. So the our summary with Lie Auto is just be careful and be cautious. Based on what has happened in not about 2 weeks ago, or just less than 2 weeks ago, there might be a retracement. So just be careful. So we don't have very much analysis coverage as at the moment. Okay, we do have, but I think the let me see. We can't really find them, but it's a relatively new issue, so there isn't very many analysis coverage at the moment. So we'll just go on to the next equity, which is NIO. NIO is up 8.43% in the pre-market, and in the previous session it was up 12.12%. So its earnings outcomes are expected next week. That will be Tuesday next week. So you can also see it's also very much like bullish, very much like Lie. Okay, and it has a market cap of $65.8 billion, and share outstanding of 1.362 billion. That's a huge amount, and 37% of them are held by institutions. So the technical analysis is that NIO appears to be in a strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above zero. The comparative relative strength analysis shows that the issue is outperforming the S&P 500. Momentum for NIO is strongly bullish. Yes, it is strongly bullish. You can see the short term, the long, and the line trend line, 200-day is also upward sloping, and all the other ones are all upward sloping. The 14-period slope stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. Yes, you can see using this relative strength index graphics, you can see that it is in overbought territory. This means that investors have been actively purchasing shares and driving the price higher. So the unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay, the Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual. Okay, because of the greater than normal volatility that have occurred, and definitely. Because of this higher volatility, there's a good chance that reversals could also occur. So, is there any news for Lie? Okay, let's see. For NIO, let's see if we can find any news. Okay, this is as it concerns its options. We'll have a look. November 48 straddle price for a move of 48%. That is implied volatility of 18% into the expected release of quarter results after the bell on November 17th. Okay, let's quickly have a look before we could return and okay, yes, and finish up. Okay, let's finish up this, and then we'll go back to the options, since we're already here. And Based on our own criteria, we can see that yes, um, 60% of the time has it closed above, let's say, the 20-day trend line. 20-day trend line. This is the 20-day trend line. 60% of the time has it over the last um, 2 months. So the last 2 months will be all the way back to September. So this is where it is. So do we think it has closed up, closed above the 20-day trend line 60% of the time in the last 2 months? Absolutely, it has done that without any doubt. Definitely closed above that short-term trend line. Um, so and then in the last in the last 10 trading sessions, has it done that? So the last trading sessions, last 10 trading sessions will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 out of the 10, it has closed above the 10-day and the 20-day trend line. So this is strictly a very, very bullish stock. Is outperforming its trend line, but at the same time as well, it has also had some very minor retracements, but they're not exactly consolidations. They're just minor cool-offs, and and they still continue to progress. And short interests, you can see it says it's 4.46%. Let's see if we can validate that and get any more on that. So we don't have okay. The short and the number of shares sold short is a 60.8 million shares out of the entire float of 1.32 billion. That is so 136 will be 10%. So 60 million is less than 5%. Still not tidy, but it's still something. Okay, so what is probably driving the equity is, or the issue is probably some positive news. Confidence in NIO, especially as it concerns us, especially with the fact that it is involved with electric vehicles. Okay, so we'll just have a look and look at that November 48. It says in November 48 straddle priced for a move of 18% into the expected release of the quarterly results on November 17th. Okay, so that I'll suppose that straddle will be the straddle will be the call and the put. So that will be November 48, and I probably believe it's November 48. So I wouldn't say, I would think that it wouldn't be the one that is expiring today, so it should be this one or some of or other ones. Let's expand all of them. So let's scroll down and have a look at the November 48. Yes, that's November 48. So this is where the straddle is suspected. We don't have any volumes at the moment. I think the database has resets because the market will be opening very soon. So the previous data is or the regular data is not there. So this is where they are pointing out that it's pricing in an 18% move probably in either direction. Okay, so We'll just quickly move on to the next equity, which will be Xpeng. XPEV. So Xpeng is the other one of the many electric Chinese electric vehicles listed in the U.S. So let's find out what Xpeng is doing. Okay, it's also up 8.54%, probably in sympathy with Li Auto. So we can see yet another pattern as well. You know, so this is what happened in one day. It went from 33.49 to 44.79. So that will be what would that be? How much gain will that be? Let's see. So yesterday, we just quickly have a look here. So it's 33.4%. That's what it had yesterday. So while we're still here, let's find out its short interest. Okay, there's nothing there. So market cap is at 32.9 billion, 367.35 million. So which is by far better than, by far smaller than what NIO had. Okay, and that's this short interest is saying it's 1.53%. So he also has a disclosure as well from 6K. Okay, it's saying yes, that's some important news. Third quarter 2020 operational highlights: deliveries of vehicles reached 8,578, representing an increase of 265.8% from 2,345 in the third quarter of 2019, and an increase of 165.7% from 3,228 in the second quarter of 2020. Deliveries of the P71 reached 6,210 compared with 325 in the second quarter of 2020. Okay, among the total P7 deliveries for the quarter, 98% can support X-Pilot 2.5 or X-Pilot 3.0. So for September 30, 2020, Xpeng's physical sale and service network consolidated of a total of 116 stores and 50 service centers covering 58 cities. As of September 30, 2020, Xpeng branded supercharging stations expanded to 135, covering 50 cities. Okay, you'll find in the description box this disclosure so that you can digest it and make the most of it yourself. And then technically, it says that momentum for Xpeng is strongly bullish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillators rising as investors pay higher prices for shares. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay, the Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual, as a result of the greater than normal volatility that accompanied the recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal in the near-term trend. So, have we seen any recent pullbacks? Yes, we have. This was this happened this month, about last week. So it took about 3 days. 3 days of reversals. 1, 2, 3. 3 days of reversals, and then since that time it has continued to move upwards further. Okay. Yeah. Yesterday also recorded a new 52-week high as well. So what does it say here? price triggered a new 52-week high event of $45.91. Okay, so obviously, it has outperformed its short to medium term trend lines. So there's a good chance that also it is probably trading way beyond it's trading beyond its standard deviation, three standard deviation, which is um, um, risk territory. So you have to be careful, and also remember that there is also an additional 8% increase from this closing price of 45. It's 44.73. So you have to be careful. Wait and see if it's going to pull back. Wait and see if some of the positive news will be digested by market participants to see if you are going to jump in, if you are really keen on jumping in. Okay, so as we started, subscribe, like, and share if you have not done so. Okay, subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.